We have some promising news to pass along in the fight against the coronavirus. In tonight's health center, infectious disease experts are touting an immune therapy that has been around for years as an option to not just treat people with COVID-19, but also possibly prevent it. In the race to find a COVID-19 treatment, some doctors say monoclonal antibody therapy may be our best defense. Monoclonal antibodies. Doctor, what does that mean? And tell us about this new immune therapy to treat COVID-19.
Antibodies are biological molecules we have in our bodies. Our immune system produces them. Monoclonal antibodies are when we isolate individual antibodies, which we can engineer and we can produce in large amounts and in pure form.
Dr. Dimitar Dimitrov is director of the University of Pittsburgh Center for Antibody Therapeutics, and he's been studying monoclonal antibodies as a treatment for years. Doctor, you were one of the first to discover antibodies for the original SARS coronavirus in 2003. How has that experience shaped your approach to COVID-19, and how does this new virus differ from the earlier SARS epidemic?
My experience with the first virus was that it really helped me to generate very quickly very potent antibodies.
Dimitar says monoclonal antibody therapy is already being used to fight other common conditions like asthma, allergies, arthritis, and even cancer. Dimitrov says the therapy is even more effective and safer than convalescent plasma therapy, which uses the blood of someone who's recovered from the virus. What are some of the complications people should be aware of?
Typically, they're so-called infusion reactions. During the administration of the antibody, mostly by IV injections, you can get some complications, but they're not life-threatening.
Monoclonal antibody therapy is administered through an IV in a hospital setting and can take up to a few hours. Several companies are currently in clinical trials, and it's already shown promising results in mice. Dimitrov says if proven effective and given the green light by the FDA, it could be ready by the end of the year. Could this therapy and treatment save lives?
Of course, yeah. We already have antibodies actually from my group. They save lives in Australia against Gander Nipah viruses, and this is 100% sure. These antibodies will save lives. And monoclonal antibody therapy is most effective, according to the experts, if given to people in the early stages of the virus, and older people, those with compromised immune systems, they would qualify for this therapy. Now, I do want to add one more piece for perspective, and this is a statement from another doctor who co-authored some of the latest research on this topic. He said, the COVID-19 pandemic is a global challenge facing humanity, but biomedical science and human ingenuity are likely to overcome it, and we hope that the antibodies we have discovered will contribute to that triumph. So a bit of positive perspective. That is Dr. John Mellors with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And Rob, I think what's interesting to note that caught my attention when I interviewed that doctor was why he said that convalescent plasma wasn't as safe or as effective as using monoclonal antibodies. And his answer was, in the convalescent plasma, we take the blood from people who have recovered from the virus, but then it is diluted once it is given to someone who is ill from the virus. And so in monoclonal antibody therapy, you specifically engineer the immune therapy treatment to give to the person, so it is much more effective. And as he said, it's already being used. So this could be very promising.
It's a more customized approach depending on the person, as opposed to the plasma, which got a lot of press coverage in the last few weeks. So
he likes this as an option. He said it is more targeted.